Gamer Hushu here, back to do another video. I tried to kind of put up a video talking about my opinions on the whole free speech issue we're starting to have in the United States and kind of throughout the world. And of course, there's tons of different facets and tons of different cases. That involve this. You can talk about Count Dankula and the fact that he did his little Nazi pug thing and whether or not that's okay. And I mean, stuff like that, like videos with certain words is still under free speech. For example, I'm making a video here. Everything in this video is my speech. If I make an obscene sign, that's part of my free speech. And something I think people kind of forget about is that yes, you're guaranteed free speech, which means the government can't, like, take what you say and jail you for it and, make up external consequences. But you're still responsible for the natural consequences. If I, throw up the bird at somebody and they get angry, I made them angry. Sure, they could stop themselves from being angry, but it's a natural consequence that if I do that, if I say mean things to people, they won't like me. That's just how it is. And that has nothing to do with free speech. In that, of course, natural consequences are fine. If I go on Twitter and start being Islamophobic, I can expect Muslims, people who practice Islam, to not really like me much and kind of hate me back. That's not breaking free speech. That's how free speech works. The point is that everyone can share their opinions, and then you and I get to listen to what they say and respond. Anita Sarkeesian or the like say something I don't like. I look at it, I can write a rebuttal. There's thousands of Anita Sarkeesian rebuttal videos on YouTube. And that's great. That's how conversation works. You have to be willing to listen to what everyone has to say. Another key facet of free speech that I feel like people forget about is that you have to be okay with some negative speech. If you try to just block everything out as hate speech, you limit conversation. If you say anytime somebody uses the word fat or calls someone fat, that's hate speech. We can't talk about body sizes. And we can't solve problems. Because if I say the word fat or large or too skinny or whatever, I get jailed or I get fined, no one will talk about those issues. We can't fix issues if we can't talk about them. You have to be able to take the bad with the good. One person making anti-Muslim statements on Twitter is not that dangerous. It's fine. There's a reason that, for the most part, we don't police online or anything discussion, because that's free speech. The difference, of course, is when it gets dangerous. When you have people rioting in places like Paris or Ferguson and things are literally getting blown up, that's no longer free speech. That is crime. Because it's not free speech to smash in someone's window. That's breaking and possibly entering. That's damage of property. That's different. Free speech only applies to speech, to harmless things. So if you say something, you do something, you make some sort of symbol. Outside of words, certain things are symbols. If I'm playing Undertale and I kill such and such thing, that's kind of part of free speech. I show my thoughts, my inner feelings by how I play a game like Undertale. Do I just want to kill everything? Do I want to try to nice to everything? Am I going to be a little more neutral? That's a facet of free speech. Because I'm not harming anything. As much as Undertale is a very nice game and, you know, try to make you feel for the characters, you can still reset the game and even, you know, go change the game files, because Undertale likes to resist the resets, and everything's back to normal. They're not real. They're objects. Objects that, to a certain extent, I own because it's my copy of Undertale on my computer. So that's kind of the point, is as soon as you infringe on someone else's rights, free speech no longer exists. But you do not have the right to no competition. I have my right to speak. You have your right to speak. If we're not willing to give and take, if you're not willing to listen to what other people say, you are not allowed to speak. That's how free speech should work. That's how it works. Because, bringing back Anita Sarkeesian, every single one of her controversial videos, she just disabled comments, which means she refuses to listen to anybody. She's trying to avoid listening to others. Right away, that means everything she has to say is less legitimate, because she is not willing to make it a conversation. She's standing with a megaphone and screaming and then putting in earplugs at the same time. That's not a conversation. That's just noise. And that, in my opinion, that's part of why Anita Sarkeesian got dismissed so fast. Not only because, like, I didn't agree with her ideas, a lot of people don't, but she's not willing to listen, so there's no point in even watching her videos, because you can't debate her. If someone tries to debate her, like, you abuse me. I don't know, hot topics, whatever. But people who are like, oh, we need to expand this hate speech thing. Hate speech is not a crime. Because hate speech is speech. Should you not do it? Probably. But it's still free speech. And ultimately, all you're damaging with hate speech is yourself. Your own reputation. That's about it. Controversial, but shouldn't be. Anyway, Gamer Who Shoot out.